Happy Halloween, Decatur Township. It is Thursday. It's time for another Coach's Corner. I'm Jason Schanzel. With me, as always, is our great coach, Kyle Enright. How are you today, Coach?
Great, doing great. Love that it's Halloween. And,
yes, sir.
And fall, it's always comes so quick. So, Halloween happens, and then it's already November and gets cold, it seems like.
Yeah, I
and
feel like we just finished week one of the football season, doesn't it?
Flew by. It flew by.
No doubt. So been a little bit since we've got to do a Coach's Corner for various reasons, with just being on a bye and fall break and just the logistics of everything. But, man, it's awesome to be back. I'm excited to talk to you about our Hawks. And since then, we're 2-0, buddy.
Yeah, we are. So I think the last time we spoke was after the Greenwood game,
yeah.
And then we had two games after that, so both on the road. Went to Perry Meridian and eked one out there.
Hey, one of the more exciting games I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, didn't play a really good first half. For whatever reason, I don't think that our kids weren't focused or ready, but Perry played an excellent first half and made some plays. And we had kind of a players-only argument and meeting and discussion at halftime of that game. And I think it really I don't know that it did, but the main guys who kind of were talking at halftime had an unbelievable second half. So, sometimes as a coach, you kind of take a step back and let the players figure it out on their own, especially kids that care so much and are great leaders. And they came out and played an excellent second half. And then Ashton, what can you say?
Oh, man,
huge kick, great snap, great hold.
All the pressure on one guy, and, he just handled it like a champ.
Yeah, and, as a coach and as a sideline of the other 50 or 60 guys that are on the sideline, the thing that stands out to me is the ultimate confidence that everyone had in him to make that kick.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then also just that if he didn't, it's not on him. And I think that takes some pressure off. He's a great young man and great kicker, but at the end of the day, we trust him and we believe in him, whether he makes it or not.
Well, and there's that stigma on kickers in general, where it's like, oh, they're just kickers. They don't really contribute a whole lot. However, when the game's on the line and you're relying on that guy to do their job that you poo-poo a little bit, throughout the year or whatever, and they deliver, greatest thing ever. Oh, we're so thrilled to have a kicker. So, it's super high pressure for what you do. You're just sitting there waiting for your opportunity to have all this pressure thrown at you, and all these other guys were, putting it on you.
It's different,
so
man.
It's
ice in his veins, but he's just a great athlete. He's played basketball here. He joined the golf team last year and was one of the top 3 scorers on the golf team.
Yeah.
He's played baseball. He played corner and receiver growing up on the football team.
Probably one of those guys that picks up a guitar and starts playing it.
Can do anything. Just a great young man. So that was awesome to see. Got a 3-point win at Perry, and probably a game that was closer than many people thought, but we knew Perry played us to a one-score game last year. Yep. They've got some really good players, and they played really well at home. And but I'm glad we snuck out of there with a win. And then on to Franklin. For the last game of the season against a really good running back and an offense that had been scoring some points with one of the leading rushers in the conference in Lugers, and we kind of just shut him down. Our defensive front did a great job. Coach Winters and the defensive staff had a great plan, and our kids almost got that goose egg. We gave up a long run. I think we only gave up 150 yards of offense, and 80 of it was in one play.
Oh, wow.
Where we kind of had a little bit of a bad fit, and inside we kind of got too far inside, and he broke out and ran it all the way down to the 10, and then we held him to a field goal. But 35-3 in that one. Offense played really well in the first half. I think we had 4 touchdowns on 5 possessions in the first half to make it 28-3 at halftime, and Bo was spinning it, and Dodo was back. That was good to see. He caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah, that's a big deal, getting him acclimated back for playoffs.
It is.
I think that's massive.
Yeah, and Hunter Harvey's been doing a great job, and he took a step back to kind of play more of a role of backup to everyone. He's had to play a lot of different positions this year.
You referred to him as the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he's Christian McCaffrey, I call him little CMC, just can do anything on the field. So, and then Casimir had another great game, catching the ball and running the ball, and So, offensively, I was really, really happy with our offensive line's performance. We ran the ball, we threw the ball. we didn't step on the gas and give them a running clock in the second half. It's hard when it feels like the other team is kind of tapped out and the game has been decided.
It's tough to bring
to
the
keep
energy.
that focus and energy in the second half of that game. So, but anyway, it was a great win. It allowed us to share the conference title with two other very worthy teams that had great seasons. So Brian Duggar and the Martinsville Artesians and Tyler Bless and Plainfield Quakers share the conference championship.
Not trying to ask you to brag on yourself, but how many either shares or conference championships? I mean, I'm sitting here thinking since I was here in 2014. I mean, there's only been a couple of years where we haven't either shared or won conference.
Yeah, it's our first goal every year.
Yeah.
We try to win the Mid-State Conference, and our kids have done a great job. But I think we've won or shared the conference title 8 out of the last 9 years.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's remarkable, man.
Yeah, it's something that we take pride in and want to be kings of the conference. And we were 1 point short of winning it outright, that Martinsville loss. But hats off to Coach Duggar and Coach Bless. Those guys had great seasons as well. So
that just speaks how good our conference is. I mean, I know we've talked a little bit off air just about there's a little bit of shuffling going on. Greenwood's exiting the conference, and then there's all these rumors about who's going to replace him, or is it going to be even more teams than just one,
right?
Or whatever. I mean, that's the cool part about the Mid-State Conference. People want to come here.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's 6 or 7 teams that have reached out to our athletic department about wanting to join the conference with Greenwood's departure. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll get a good quality, opponent that'll come in and compete not just in football but other sports as well. Because you're right, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very well-coached conference.
Yeah, I agree.
There's the fan base and the communities in each of the schools are top-notch. So it's a great conference to be in.
And there's no night-offs. There's nobody you go circle on your calendar and go, hey, that's a guaranteed dub. There's no such thing as that. I mean, there just isn't.
Too many good coaches, too many good players these days to have any games like that in our conference. So.
All right. Well, I know we kind of was a little generalized here in our synopsis of the last 2 weeks, but hey, we're getting into the nitty gritty. This is the best time of the year. I know the Christmas song says it's the most wonderful time of the year, but for me, right now is the most wonderful time of the year. Basketball's starting. Football is getting into the serious business, the nitty gritty time of the year. So there's so much stuff going on. Colts are in full swing. Pacers are in full swing. So it's
one of the only times of the year where you can you can turn on the TV and there's an NHL game, an NBA game, a college football game, Major League Baseball World Series is going on. So all kinds of sporting events in the fall and right here around Halloween. So love it.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk to 3 standout players for our Decatur Central Hawks. We'll get to know them a little bit, ask them some spooky Halloween questions, get their answers on those, and then we'll come back, and we're going to talk about Whiteland and our first round of the sectional, Coach.
Awesome.
All right, we'll see you here in just a second. All right, folks, we are back, and I'm here with 3 outstanding young Decatur Central Hawks. Directly to my right, number 53, junior offensive lineman, Mr. Mason Miller. In the middle, Chris Hill, number 18, junior linebacker. And on the outside, Mr. Colton Ison, number 8, sophomore defensive back. How we doing, guys?
Pretty good.
Good. So what we're going to do, we typically ask you some questions and just kind of get an idea so folks can kind of get to know you a little bit. So I'll start with you, Mason. Our first question, very deep. What's your biggest fear?
Oh, I have to go with spiders.
Spiders, all right. How about you, Chris?
I'd probably say probably like a snake.
Yeah, you big tough guys can't do snakes and spiders, huh? How about you, Colton?
Like deep waters in the ocean.
Man, I'm right with you.
That's a good one.
We were talking before. That's my biggest fears are drowning and being in a fire and not being able to get out. That stuff creeps me out. All right, Chris, which one of your teammates would be the most scared at a haunted house? Who's the biggest scaredy cat on the team?
Probably Casimir.
Kaz has got a little fear. Well, he's fastest, so that should probably help him out. Right. How about you, Colton? Who do you think's the biggest scaredy cat on the team?
I feel like Coop would be scared and dumb at the same time.
Yeah, like run into a tree because he's trying to run from the chainsaw guy?
Yeah.
I could see that. All right, how about you, Mason?
I'd say Kaz, too.
Kaz. All right, so Kaz is the biggest scaredy cat. Colton, are clowns funny or scary?
Both.
Both. All right, that's fair. How about you, Mason?
I'm funny. I'm really
Funny
scary.
clowns? How about you, Chris?
Yeah, probably funny. I don't.
Yeah, I would insert the word creepy.
Yeah.
I can't.
like
I
that.
can't. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Clowns can go somewhere else. Let's see. Mason, which one of you would be most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse?
I have to go with me.
Me?
I don't really have trust in Chris or.
How about you, Chris?
I think me. I don't.
Chris, they all are banking on themselves.
Yeah.
How about you, Colton?
Myself.
Yeah.
See, exactly. Bunch of mountain men survivors. Chris, what is the last song you played on your phone?
2018 by Rod Wave.
All right. How about you, Colton?
Played Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Man, ooh, that's
good.
that's very nice. I like these. Go ahead, Mason. What's
I've
yours?
got 3 by Gavin Adcock.
All right, so 3 pretty good songs. The guy's got good taste. All right, Colton. After trick or treating in a candy trade war, what candy do you keep no matter what, and what candy do you get rid of as fast as you can?
I'm going to keep Skittles and get rid of Tootsie Rolls.
All right. What about you, Mason?
Keep Reese cups. Probably get rid of Twizzlers.
All right. How about you, Chris?
Probably keep Twix and get rid of Three Musketeers.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I like all 6 of the things you guys just mentioned. So, I don't know. Candy's good no matter what. All right, Mason, what's your favorite horror movie?
The first Halloween movie.
Ooh, good choice. Chris, what's yours?
Wait, I'm sorry.
What's your favorite horror movie, like scary movie?
Oh, probably what's that movie called? Scary.
Scary movie?
Yeah, Scary Movie.
Just Scary
it's
Movie?
called Scary Movie, yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie? Scary movie. All right, how about you, Colton?
I'd say, I don't think I got like a specific one, but one of the Halloween movies.
All right, yeah, good choice. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie because it seemed really, really, really real when I was a kid. And I'm like, no, thank you. Let's see, Chris, have you ever played with a Ouija board and did anything weird happen?
No, I've never touched a Ouija board.
Yeah, same. No, we are 0 for 4 on the Ouija board question here. So no Ouija boards. Let's see, Colton, finish the sentence. If it's flavored pumpkin spice, I'm
Eating it.
eating it. How about you, Mason?
Out.
I'm out. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm out.
So we got 2 no votes and a give it all. Let's see, Colton, chocolate candy or fruity chewy candy?
Fruity, chewy candy.
Fruity?
Pretty sure we can.
Fruity?
Chocolate.
Ooh, man. I'm not gonna lie, I like them both. So, if you haven't figured out, I like candy. Let's see, Mason. What is your favorite fall activity? What do you like to do in the fall?
I like to go hunt.
Go hunting.
Yeah, probably I like go catfishing with my dad.
All right. How about you, Colton?
The apple orchard.
Apple orchard. I'm a bonfire kind of guy, man. I love that stuff. All right. Last one, best one. Here we go. Chris, you're on the spot. What's one key to beating the Whiteland Warriors this Friday?
Probably for me at linebacker is to read my keys. So I'd
Nice.
say they're fullback really for me.
All right. Don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right? Colton, what about yours? What's the key to beating Whiteland?
I think really need to focus on our keys, like he said.
Yeah. Mason, how about you, buddy? You got a little different perspective.
Live in the moment and just give 100% every play.
Yep, that's good. Hey, man, and I can vouch for these guys. They give 100% every play, every single week, man. So it's been a joy watching you guys this year. I know Coach Enright and I are kind of catching up the whole season and talking about that, and it's just been a blast. So good luck on Friday. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m., you're going to see all 3 of these guys do their thing against the Whiteland Warriors, a very, very known opponent. We know each other really well, don't we?
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, good luck Friday and get that dub so we can move on to that next round.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas, we'll be right back with Coach Enright to wrap up the day. All right, folks, we are back here again with Coach Kyle Enright. And let's do a quick preview of what we're about to see tomorrow night here at Decatur Central. We got a very, very known opponent, the Whiteland Warriors, coming in. I feel like we always play them 2 times a year.
Yeah, we have them in Plainfield.
Yeah.
You know, we've played a couple times a year. It seems like every other year, every year. So, very good opponent. Obviously coming into DeVere Fair and a team that we beat earlier in the season, week 3. I think the score was 42-29. So a 2-touchdown win, but it was very close until a Kaz pick six kind of broke the game open and put us up 2 scores. So they're very well coached, for one. Coach Fisher's a Hall of Fame coach, already inducted into the Hall of Fame, and so they'll be ready to go, and they'll have some wrinkles that they didn't throw at us in week 3 that they'll have the second time around, and a couple of really, really elite players. So, starts with Valentine, who we talked about.
He may be one of the most decorated running backs in the state of Indiana right now. I mean, as far as yards and experience,
I think he's
played in the state championship game.
Yeah, he's played in the state championship. That's a good point. I didn't even think about, but he's had over 1,500 yards probably for the last 4 years.
He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, so it starts with him, 21. We've got to find him and get him on the ground, and then. Number 2 is a really good player. He's their stud linebacker, but he's been playing a lot of offense. He actually reminds me a little bit of Albert Aguirre, size-wise, and what he does on a football field. So, he's a really good football player. And then they have a scheme that is hard to replicate in practice. But our scout unit this week has been phenomenal, as it has been all year. But to run that jet motion back and forth, Bryson Hunter has done an excellent job this week. Emmanuel Owens stands out, and Jalen Leith and Amari Graves have been their running back, number 21, and their tight end. So, some guys that have seen varsity action that are immediate backups that could be in the game with one guy goes down, and Leith and Graves are providing some really good scout looks throughout the week.
Well, that's the beauty of the scout team, though, is, those guys get in, well, they know what they're looking at because they've just ran it for a whole week. And that's a huge feather in their cap as guys that maybe don't play, but man, you know that when they get there, they're going to be ready.
Yeah, 100%. And so I think it's something that gets kind of lost in the shuffle when people talk about why a team is so good. They look at the players that are on the field on Friday night, but as a coach, if you don't have good scout teams that can replicate the team's offense and defense, you're going to struggle on Friday night. I've said this, and I'll continue to say it. I feel like sometimes Friday night, the team that our kids are going against isn't as good as the team they went against all week long, which is crazy to say, but I truly believe that. For example, Dominic Friend, who's our backup interior lineman, just a dominant blocker and gets after it, played number 43 this week, who's their fullback, and just did a phenomenal job stepping in there and being physical. And so shout out to our scout teams, both offensively and defensively, for giving us a great look this week in practice. So
well, and a lot of those guys are good quality human beings. I know you spoke to Dominic, but probably one of the best kids I have in my classes. I mean, he's just a good citizen. He's polite. He's pleasant. He just does the right thing.
Great young men, great young people. And
same with Jalen Leith.
It's a testament to those guys who
good
are,
guys.
Jalen and Amari are juniors who have seen varsity action. And to go out there and play on scout team is hard sometimes. They feel like, hey, this should be for a sophomore, but they're all in on the team concept, and so I'm really proud and wanted to give those guys a shout out. So
all right, well, here's my big thought about this week is we're not the same team that Whiteland saw in what'd you say, week 3?
Yeah, week 3.
We're not the same guys.
Right.
I mean, our guys have just every single week, I feel like they get better.
I hope so. I appreciate that. I think so too. I think we're a different team. It's as a coach, that's what you want to do. Is try to climb that ladder and playing your best football. When it counts in November. So, but I think one thing is you had a week off. Right, you're on fall break. It's Halloween week, so there's a little bit of distraction. There's a little bit of that feel you haven't played for 14 days. So you hope that all those things you don't go back down because of the distractions and because of the week off. But our kids have been locked in. It's been a great week of practice. We're as healthy as we've been all year long. With Dodo coming back and Rel feeling good and Kaz feeling good, and so.
Well, and I would think like a big point of emphasis this week is it's like, hey guys, okay, we played in a state championship game last year. We've been very successful in the time that all you guys have been here. We've already beat Whiteland once this year. Do not look past Friday night.
man, we can't reiterate that point enough.
Do not look past Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, don't brush them under the rug because you beat them once already. This is 0-0, man. Everybody's on equal footing.
Yeah. The good news is I think Coach Fisher and Whiteland demand our kids' respect, and they know that they've got players that can take it the distance and beat us
For sure.
if we don't play well. So our kids aren't. They're very football savvy, and they watch the film and see that they've got capable players that if you don't play well, they're going to beat you. So
yeah, definitely.
that's good. I don't think we're going to overlook them. You know, you hear people like you say talk about, oh, this is going to be a fun run to Lucas Oil. Well,
no, it's not guaranteed.
It's a sprint to Whiteland,
Yeah.
And that's it. So, I think our kids are locked in and ready to roll. So.
Well, all right, folks. Friday night, right here, DeVere Fair Stadium, 7 p.m. You're going to see Coach Enright on the sideline. He's going to be doing his thing as he has all week. He might even bring his buddy Michael Myers with him. You never know. All right, so 7 o'clock, DeVere Fair Stadium, sectional round 1 for Decatur Central. Let's get the W against Whiteland. We need everybody out. Go Hawks!